And we're live. Just by the way, you're live, but still have 3 minutes, so take your time.
Well, it is officially 6:30. We might wait another couple of minutes just to make sure that people come on all right. Hi, YouTube. I hope everyone's as excited as I am. This is personally my first hackathon, but I know for a lot of people are more seasoned. But I think everyone from the beginners like me to the experts will have a very, very fun weekend. So I'm thinking we can just kind of hop into our presentation. We'll go a little bit slower at first to make sure that everybody gets on and can be on the same page. So as you might have heard in our opening ceremony, EarthHacks is a nonprofit that was started in 2018 to harness the power of hackathons to develop student-driven solutions to the climate crisis. They work directly with students and organizations across the United States, like us here at William & Mary, to create a starting point for environmental innovation. You can look at the website, earthhacks.io, to get more of an idea of the organization itself. And they also have a wonderful solutions database of all these different ideas that were developed at different hackathons that you can use for inspiration and potentially as actual action items, maybe in your local community. So who are we? We are the planners. My name is Gabrielle Jauer. I am a senior physics major.
And my name is Neil Simpson. I am a junior geology major. There I am.
Also on our planning team are Anthea and Natalie. They are not able to join us this evening, but they are also going to be available throughout the weekend. Anthea is another physics major. She's very active with the Mountain Valley Pipeline, so feel free to ask her about that. And Natalie put together our stormwater groundwater guide. So if you have any questions about that, talk to Natalie. So our topic for this hackathon is water. Water is so important. Like, life can literally not happen without our fantastic H2O. And it's ever present. It connects everything in the world. So it's a wonderfully complex topic with a lot of applications, a lot of different avenues. So with all of this complexity, there's a lot of room for innovation. It might be tricky to get started, especially if you're not very familiar with the world of water. So luckily, we have some wonderful mentors who can help you through figuring out an idea and following through on that idea. These are experts in their fields, wonderfully experienced in different realms of water. So here they are, without further ado. One other thing I want to mention is that we have included a mentor bio document on the EarthHacks Discord channel. So you can get in-depth information about these folks, as well as their contact information on Discord and their availability throughout the weekend. So first up, we have Professor Jeff Shields at VIMS, the Virginia Institute of Marine Science. He is in the Department of Aquatic Health Sciences. So Jeff is an international authority on the ecology of pathogens in marine invertebrates, particularly crustaceans. As you can see, he has a little lobster crayfish in that photo there. But he's published like over 100 peer-reviewed papers on a diverse range of topics, including like disease in fish and shellfish, contaminants as well. He also studies the effects of climate change on diseases and lots more. And he is very up to date in lots of climate change technologies and issues. Next, we have another VIMS professor, Molly Mitchell. She works at the Center for Coastal Resources Management. Her recent research focuses particularly on trends in sea level rise and acceleration rates around the United States, as well as their impacts on like tidal marshes and the built environment. She works to help managers and policymakers understand the risks, vulnerabilities, and potential adaptations to sea level rise. And our final mentor is Dr. Raha Hakundavar. She is the Director of Space Sciences at Ball Aerospace. She served as a hydrologist and acting national program lead for the U.S. Forest Service remote sensing, monitoring, and geospatial analysis research activities. She was also a consultant for the World Bank and UN Environment on flood risk reduction in the Caribbean. One of her 2 presidential management fellowship appointments was with NASA Goddard Flight Center, where she coordinated research and applications for various earth science disciplines across NASA centers and headquarters. Now, without further ado, here are your prompts. I want to mention that these are prompts. They're not going to be individual challenges. We will be awarding 2 prizes to the top teams, or we'll be awarding the top 2 teams prizes. There will also be 1 honorable mention. All submissions will be judged the same regardless of what prompt you choose. And for more information on judging, we have that in our prompt guide, which we'll also share with you on our Earth Hacks Discord channel.
So getting started, we want to first have our challenge focusing on cleanup and restoration, which takes a geospatial approach to understanding how plastic accumulation is actually affecting our oceans today. For this challenge, we want you all to consider the social and natural dynamics that cause plastic to accumulate in certain places, what resources can be allocated towards those efforts, what organizations are already there and existing and looking for this type of help, and how we can gauge the success of their efforts that they've already put into place, as well as the integration of new and emerging technologies in order to meet this challenge. Consider things like remote sensing, satellites, and cleanup technologies on the open ocean that are being implemented to pick up plastic bits.
Next up, stormwater management. So infrastructure is aging across the nation. You might have seen something in the news about this. Stormwater infrastructure, it's no exception. There are subpar systems out there that are leading to issues with runoff, flooding, wastewater. So we are asking you, what strategies and technologies might be used in the United States to identify and improve poor stormwater management? What existing elements can be improved and how? Are there parts that need a complete overhaul? And if there are, what would you replace them with? Take advantage of the GIS database when you're looking at this prompt. There are so many great maps displaying stream flow, precipitation, HUC units, much more. And consult the mentors, specifically Molly Mitchell and Raha. They are experts in their fields, constantly exposed to cool new projects in this realm.
All right. Our next prompt relies on policy and government as a way to address the plastic crisis. This is because we believe that environmental solutions both need scientific adaptations and lasting, meaningful policy that can inspire real change. For this challenge, we want everyone to focus on how plastic is an environmental justice issue. Think about where our local plastic ends up and accumulates, as well as where plastic is accumulating around the world. Why do you think that it gathers in these places? Is it a coincidence? And what communities are most affected by it? Think about the factors that cause people to depend on plastic in our consumer economy today, and what policies are in place making those material conditions the way that they are now. And specifically focus on what solutions can maintain public health measures while still moving away from plastic.
Our next one is water quality and safety. So water contamination can be really hard to track, even harder to control. We want you to propose a plan or series of plans to monitor water quality. This means like pH, microbial presence, nutrient contamination. Prevent these things from becoming dangerous, becoming hazardous to human and environmental health. Think about nature-based solutions and green infrastructure. What sorts of contributions could businesses and the government make? I want you guys to note that this applies to both drinking water and ecological health. You can focus on either or both. And these prompts aren't specific to any one discipline. Water quality encompasses everything from chemistry, biology, relative safety to humans and communities. Also talk to Jeff and Molly, our mentors. Next up, floods in communities. Warmer temperatures mean higher sea levels, more erratic weather, and water circulation patterns. These factors, coupled with increasing development and aging stormwater infrastructure, are causing flooding and damage that's increasingly problematic to communities, especially disadvantaged ones. So we want you to pick one city or county or municipality and design a plan for how they can mitigate and prevent flood damage, either on the short, medium, or long-term timescale. It means like legislation, community programs, geoengineering, anything you can think of. But remember that this all has to be paid for by someone. Note, mentors Raha and Molly are wonderful people to talk to about this. Molly, in particular, has done flood forecasting and control in Norfolk, which is very close to home for us. So use those tools for inspiration and guidance, but keep in mind, don't reinvent the wheel. There are a lot of things already done.
All right. And then lastly, if none of these prompts particularly rung with you, we want to hear from you about what water-related challenges you think that the world needs to address through this hackathon. You can reach out to any of our mentors, but we recommend talking to Jeff for advice on science regarding the oceans and waterways, to Molly, our mentor, to talk about community resiliency and adaptations, and then Raha to talk about technology and emerging solutions, relying on more engineering focuses. You can think about any challenge that the world is facing related to water scarcity, water health, or pollution. And then specifically, we recommend thinking about the implications of a changing climate on the water cycle and water availability, and how our world is going to need to adapt to that. We are super excited to hear all of your responses to these.
So this was a lot of information. Don't worry, we're all, it's all gonna be on the Discord in different information PDFs. Again, your resources are mentors. We will be giving you their availability and contact information. We will also be giving you information guides, specifically one on ocean pollution and one on stormwater, groundwater. These packets have like very, very useful data sets, case studies, important information. Take a look, please. And also, there'll be workshops on Saturday morning. We have one at 9 and 9:30 by our mentors. And also, just Google things if you have any questions. Don't hesitate to reach out to us, the Earth Hacks planners, as well. So, without any more talking, get hacking. Thank you.
Maybe a quick question. I was just kind of wondering. So, are we going to focus on kind of one of these projects and choose it?
Yeah, so these are jumping off points that if you were particularly inspired by any of them, you can feel free to go down that route. If you're interested in an intersection or combination of them, that would be considered a freestyle, but then we are judging them all the same. So really feel free to take whatever creative approach you want.
Okay, awesome. And just kind of looking at whatever the deliverable is at the end of this kind of Earth Hacks, what kind of are you guys looking for in terms of a in terms of a project, in terms of something that we can actually produce?
So we're actually going to post a prompt document, and at the end of that, there's going to be a judging rubric that we're going to use. So it'll be very straightforward and what you'll be judged on.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We're super excited to see your project.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Take care.
Take care. Cool. So I guess we will just remain on the Discord if anyone needs us.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I'll put those things in the channel.
Sounds good. Anything I can do